Welcome to the Evident CPOE 5 presentation. In this presentation, we will review the functionality of computerized physician order entry. CPOE 5 operates off of the Thrive and CW5 platforms. Providers current with CPOE 5 should be familiar with ChartLink 5 navigation. This presentation will discuss CPOE 5 within the Thrive interface. To log into Thrive and access the CPOE 5 application, the Evident Runner icon should be installed on each device that will access these applications. Once logged into Thrive, patient charts may be accessed by selecting Charts. Then select the patient's name and select the order entry icon from the application list. Once in CPOE 5, there are multiple options for placing orders. Options for locating orders are located under the List Type dropdown. The dropdown will default to the option most recently selected by the provider. Order lists are physician-maintained lists of orders, and these will take the place of physicians' favorites in the traditional CPOE platform. Order lists will be maintained by the physician through CPOE 5 or by a system administrator through table maintenance. We will place an order from an order list first. The specific order list may be found by using the description dropdown and then selecting the specific order list. Some of the items are pre-selected in the order list, allowing us to simply select Add to Pending to place these orders. Items may also be added individually by selecting the checkboxes. Select Add to Pending in the action bar. The selected orders will now display under the Pending Orders column. Review may be selected to review orders, clinical monitoring, and required edits. Because clinical monitoring has run, Aspirin displays with a stop icon, indicating that clinical monitoring needs to be addressed for this order. Note that Lasix displays with a yellow yield sign icon, indicating that clinical monitoring interactions are present, but they do not require an override reason to proceed. Clinical monitoring may be addressed by selecting Address Clinical Monitoring from the action bar. At this point, we will move through each of the clinical monitoring alerts. Double-click on the appropriate override reason. The blue back arrow will take you back to the review screen. Notice that the red stop sign is no longer present because clinical monitoring has been addressed. In order to make a change to any of the pending items, double-click on the item to open the Order Edit screen. Changes may be made to a pending order by accessing the Order Edit screen. To access this screen, double-click the medication. Select the magnifying glass icon next to Frequency to open the frequency table. Double-click on Daily to choose that frequency. From here, select Update and select Sign to sign off on all orders. Please note that once you select Sign, clinical monitoring will populate on the screen to view only. Then select the blue back arrow to continue to the signature field. From here, enter your passphrase and press Enter or select Accept to sign off on the orders. Once the orders have signed, we will return to the Order Entry screen. The second option in the List Type dropdown is Order Sets. These are what were formerly referred to as group standing orders. Order sets are defined as groups of orders approved and maintained by the hospital or medical staff. When selecting order sets in the list type dropdown, the description dropdown will include all of the hospital's available order sets. Select the desired order set from the description dropdown. These order sets function just like the order lists. Select the checkboxes for all items that should be placed. Once all orders have been selected, choose Add to Pending. The orders now move to the pending orders queue. You can remove individual orders by selecting the order and then Remove. The orders may now be signed or removed from the Pending Orders column. Select Clear All Pending Orders from the action bar to clear the pending orders queue. Orders may be placed individually by selecting departments from the list type dropdown. The departments dropdown will list all of the order entry departments in the hospital. Items will group based on selected department, while selecting all will list the entire item master alphabetically. Notice as the medication name digoxin is typed, all items sharing the description will populate. Please note that the department that the item is from is in parentheses to the right of the item, with the exception of medication orders. For example, digoxin the medication order will have nothing at the end, but digoxin from the lab department will display in parentheses. This feature provides the ability to choose orders from both the pharmacy and the lab simultaneously, and to save time by using the Smart Search tool. The ability to filter by department is available by selecting one of the order entry departments. Select Nursing in the department's dropdown. The item master will then populate for that department. Please note that the items move to the pending queue in the order in which they are selected. Multiple items may be selected at one time by using the Control key on the keyboard. We will now place a nursing order. To do this, search for the needed order using the Smart Search field. At this point, additional orders may be placed or the order may be signed. Because we entered our passphrase for a previous order, we are not required to enter our passphrase in this screen. Select Accept to continue. Now we will change our department to pharmacy. From here, we will place medication orders. You may select from the list of all medications that populate or enter the item name in the Smart Search field. Further filtering is available by selecting one of these checkboxes: non-IV, IV, diabetic record, PCA, and non-formulary items. Double-click to order the item. The item moves to the pending orders queue, where you can select the item to allow editing. Once all modifications have been made, select Update to be taken back to the ordering screen. Next, we will place an order for a large volume IV. Double-click the needed order to move to pending. Then double-click on the item in the pending orders queue to edit the item. As you can see, required fields such as flow rate, along with route, frequency, and applicable order entry fields can be edited for the large volume IV. Once all modifications have been made, select Update. Select the checkbox for PCA to show only PCA items in the orders list. You may also search for the PCA item in the search field. Double-click on the desired item to add it to the pending orders queue. Single-click the item and select Edit to view and edit the protocol. Select Update to save the order. Now let's place a diabetic order and attach a sliding scale. First, select the checkbox for diabetic record to show only diabetic record items in the orders list. Double-click on the needed item to place it in the pending orders queue. Double-click the item in the pending orders queue to be launched to the Edit screen. Then select Add Protocol from the action bar. From the Protocol Type drop-down, select Blood Glucose Corrective Scale. Please note that assigned protocols can be selected, or choose the radio button that says All Protocols. This will display all available protocols. Notice that the times associated with the frequency above the protocol box will populate underneath the box. Please note that multiple protocols can be attached to an item by selecting Add Protocol and then following the same steps as before. Select Update to save the order. To edit a sliding scale item, double-click on the item from the pending queue to open it for editing. Double-click the associated protocol to open it for editing. We are then taken to the sliding scale protocol edit screen. At this point, the provider can make all needed changes to the protocol for this specific order. Once all changes have been made, select Update and select Update. Selecting the laboratory department will display all lab orders that are available to order through CPOE 5. Search for the order and then double-click to place that order in the pending orders queue. If the orders need to be reviewed, the individual item can be selected from the pending orders queue to open the item for editing. Once all changes have been made, select Update to continue. Required order entry questions are questions that are set up on an item that must be addressed by the physician before the order may be signed. For this example, we will begin by searching for and selecting a chest X-ray and a healthy heart diet. Then select Review. Please note that items with required edits will display a blue Order Edit icon to the left of the item, letting you know that there is a required edit on the item. Double-click the chest PA and lateral order to address questions. The required OE questions will be identified by red text. Required OE questions are set up individually for each item. Address required questions by utilizing one of the predefined answers or free texting an answer. Then select OK. From here, select Update. Next, double-click the Healthy Heart order to address order entry questions. Non-required OE questions are questions set up on an item that do not require the physician to address them before saving and signing. The non-required OE questions would be identified by black text. These non-required OE questions are set up on the individual ancillary items under Physician Chart Link questions. In this situation, both questions are required. To continue, select Update, and to process these orders, select Sign. We will then be prompted to address clinical monitoring or any required questions that may be on the orders. If there are no required edits, we will be taken directly to the passphrase box. If there are clinical monitoring alerts that are not required, they will appear once before signing. Next, we will review how to place orders from another physician's order list. This gives physicians the ability to view other physicians' order lists. To do this, begin by selecting Physicians from the List Type dropdown. Use the Smart Search field to search for a physician, or scroll through the table and find the physician whose order lists you would like to view. To process this order list, select all needed orders and add them to the pending queue. Once the orders are moved to the pending orders queue, the rest of the process is the same as placing a regular order list or an order set. To cancel this step, select Clear All Pending Orders. Order chronology is taking the place of the traditional CPOE profile screen. Order chronology allows physicians to see order detail information, as well as make any modifications or discontinue any orders. To access order chronology, select Order Chronology. Please note that the default for order chronology is for active orders. You can select All to view all orders on the patient, or select Refresh to see if any new orders have been placed on the patient while navigating through ChartLink 5. This concludes Evidence CPOE 5 presentation. For any questions regarding setup or usage of CPOE 5, please contact a CPOE 5 support representative. Thank you.